What does testosterone smell like?
It smells like anything that I've figured out.
Yeah, I don't think it smells like anything either. Is kind of like get my stuff ready. So for tonight we have alcohol swabs for keeping it very clean. I have a 1cc syringe for pulling up the dose. And then we have 2 needles, one larger gauge needle, and larger gauge needles are actually smaller numbers. So the 20 gauge is going to be the bigger one, and a 25 gauge. The 20 gauge is going to be for pulling up the medicine from the vials. And when you push a needle through anything, it's going to kind of like dull it slightly. So we're going to switch over to this needle to give the injection so that we don't stab out with a dull needle. Band-Aid, tea, wash my hands, always a good plan. I'm not wearing gloves, can if you want. Cool. I will take my alcohol swab, and we have the residual of 1 dose in here, but to get to Alp's full dose, we're going to use both. So I like to scrub these, and usually they're just supposed to come like sterile from the factory, but if you use them multiple times, then they go back into the box. Just
You're
very
canceled.
concerned with cleanliness. Cool. So I make sure I got my 20 gauge, again, bigger gauge needle. For all intramuscular injections, you want to have 1 inch to 1.5 inches of needle length. This one's just pulling up the drug, so the length of it doesn't actually matter. I looked this up on Fenway Health's website. They have a lot of really great resources. You're not going to hurt anyone by giving them an accidental subcutaneous versus intramuscular injection, but it will absorb less rapidly. So these vials are like little vacuums. So in order to get things out of them, it is easier if you put something in them first. And so I like to draw air into the syringe to fill the vacuum so that the fluid comes out more easily. So I'm just gonna get whatever is left on this one. And I like to secure the vial. I have 0.6 of a milliliter in here. And you can either do it like this, where you inject the air, and then kind of turn it over, and you want to get the open tip of the needle in the fluid so that you can pull up every last drop. Waste not, want not, you know? And really there wasn't too much in there at all, but we got it. And then we're at 0.375, so I'll probably pull up a little bit of extra and do the same on this one. And for this one, because there's already liquid in there, I'm gonna push the air here so that I'm not just pushing a bunch of tea back into the tea. And I'll get to the old stuff, and then adjust the needle so I can see it. And then we're gonna take not this tip, but this one down to 0.375, this is in 0.2 gradations, or 0.02. We're gonna take it to about 3.8, or the 4th one after 0.03.
Okay.
And that's just based on provider dose.
Okay.
Okay. So now that we got the dose drawn up, we are going to recap very carefully. Make sure that bubble is out of the way. And make sure that our dose is correct.
You just putting air into it now?
No, there was a small bit of air in it,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm just putting it to the top and removing it from the system.
Cool.
Again, if there is a small bubble, it is not going to hurt anybody. Air emboli are, sometimes on medical shows, they'll be like, oh, don't inject with air, or make sure air doesn't get into their IV. You have to put a lot of air directly into a vein, and fairly specific veins for it to cause harm. But it's good to be alert to what you're injecting someone with also.
Right.
So we're going to switch needles. These are lure locks, so they just twist on and off. And this is a 25 gauge, 1 inch needle. Okay, so got our injection ready. Injection sites vary by person. The 3 recommended spots are the upper quadrants, upper lateral, which means to the sides of your body, quadrants of the glute. And that's so that you don't accidentally hit the sciatic nerve. Spot sort of like around here on the thigh, just because that's where the muscle is thickest, like the outer middle third of the thigh. So we're gonna go thigh.
Okay. Cool. Always ask the person you're about to stab with a needle if they would like you to tell them when they're gonna do it, or if they don't want to know.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like to know. I also like to casually look at my phone and not pay attention, so
Okay.
that's gonna happen.
It's always good to have open lines of communication with someone you're about to stick a needle into.
Agreed.
These are alcohol swab to clean a whole bunch of area around the sites. And we let that dry in order to maximize bacterial kill. Check our needle, double check our dose, make sure we're doing the right thing. You are going to pinch 1 inch of flesh, and you want to give the shot at a 90-degree angle. So I like to hold it like a dart, like I'm about to dart something. As someone who gives themselves shots regularly, usually, and I don't know if the experience is the same for you, but really it's mostly the moment of impact that hurts, and then kind of like after that it's...
Sometimes it doesn't even hurt at all.
Yeah, it really depends on if you hit the nerves in the subcutaneous tissue. Like sometimes I'll feel around to see if I can find like a dead zone. So I do, yeah, because I will like sit there.
Yeah.
But yeah, so 90-degree angle, we're gonna pinch a little bit. We're not telling Alpha anything. This part is important just to make sure that you are not in a vein or artery. You don't want to give an intravenous dose, so you are going to hold your syringe steady and pull back just a little bit to make sure that you're in the right place. And then you are going to push. And check in, you're doing okay?
Yep.
Okay. And then we are going to remove the needle, set it down, slap a Band-Aid on there.
I'll see myself out.
We have multiple takes. It's fine. How much testosterone can you take?